Guns and Silver back with you. I bought a Buck Model 112 Ranger, just basic Ranger knife, to replace my JA Henckels green pick bone Model HK0135GP. I've had that for maybe 24 years. This knife, it has an interesting construction to it, a failing that I feel, well, if I wouldn't have dropped this so much, I wouldn't have this complaint, but not having the bolster on the handle, backside handle of the knife, does leave it vulnerable to cracking. That scales, I guess you'd call them, on the back of the knife, because I dropped it a lot. It's my fault, but I have to have something to complain about. The bolsters up front are nickel silver laminate over the brass framework, inner framework of the knife. I like that sound, good locking mechanism. There's nothing functionally wrong with the knife. Still got a great blade. I don't know what steel they use for the blades from Germany, but it's really good. Sharpens well. It just had many years of everyday carry life to it when I had my welding business. And for a lot of the time afterwards I carried it. I probably shouldn't have beat it up so much if I was going to lament it breaking, but it's had a good life. I like this knife, and it has a great story behind it, which I'll get to in a couple minutes. The replacement, the Buck 112 Ranger, everybody knows the Buck. They've been around, 60 years now? Great history to them. They are basically bulletproof. Very few get destroyed so bad they're not functional. You can work at it, but I'm not doing that anymore. It's a great carry knife. This will be a good replacement for my JA Henckels. They, of course, have a stunningly sharp blade, which I don't remember what the steel is on the Buck knives. They have a fully machined integrated brass bolsters into the structural framework of the knife. The chrome steel backbone of the knife is it's been proven a solid performer. It also makes that great clip, really great opening sound to it. Locking blade. But it doesn't have any history with me yet. This does. This is a gift from a dear friend of mine who passed away last year. Gave me this knife. I don't know if it was a holiday gift or he's just generally being as generous and thoughtful, knowing as a working man, gave me a knife. So I had to give him a coin. He was from Scotland. He probably knew the ritual, but he wasn't superstitious like me. If you give someone a blade, you run a chance of severing your relationship. And also another thing about a knife is that it's life. This means something. It can defend your life. It can cut meat. It can skin an animal. It can give you another day's life in the wilderness. So when you gift someone a knife, or someone gives you a knife, you should give them a coin. Of course, my channel here is Guns and Silver. I prefer to give silver coins to people for something that would save my life. It is superstitious, but it's a tradition that I value. it can be a penny, but the requirement is that if you're given a knife, you return a coin. I wish I had the friend back too. Anyway, so that's my story. I've replaced my JA Henckels with a knife I had to pay for from Buck 112. And that's the story for today. Thank you.